One of you left a comment so good, we built this entire episode around it. So last month we compared Tampa against Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, and Sarasota. And one of our viewers pushed back, made some fair points, a couple of sharp ones, so we asked him, rank Florida's second-tier metros, the underrated ones, the ones nobody's making videos about. And he sent back a top 5 with money as no object, and he gave us permission to put it on the show today. So today we're doing 2 things. 1, his exact list, counted down from 5 all the way down to 1. And 2, the part he left out on purpose, the money. Real 2026 prices for every single pick. Because money as no object is fun, but we're watching this channel because money is very much an object. By number 1, you'll know exactly which of these 5 is actually worth relocating to and whether any of them beats Tampa Bay. I'm Chris with eXp Realty here in Tampa Bay. We help buyers compare Florida markets every single week. So we fact-checked every pick on this list with current data, and full disclosure, we're the Tampa Bay channel. So we've got a home team lean, and we'll flag it so when it shows up, every city on this list gets an honest win. Counting down from number 5. So his number 5 is Pensacola. And honestly, putting Pensacola on a list with Boca, Raton, and Naples is a bold move. Here's why it earns that particular spot. Let's start with the number, because it's the headline. The median sale price in Pensacola right now is around $282,000. I'll read that again, $282,000. That is less than half of most of the cities on this list. It's roughly $120,000 below the Tampa Bay median. White sand Gulf beaches, some of the whitest sand in America that you'll ever find, at the cheapest price point of any beach metro in Florida. So what are you really trading by moving there? It's the panhandle. So you're closer to Alabama than you are to Orlando. There's a different pace, a different economy. It's very heavy military presence with the Navy base that's there, and a smaller job market than the big metros. Though, to be fair, it's growing with aerospace and healthcare and adding jobs. Flights are thinner, and the summer humidity, pretty much the same. So you're really not getting any discount there. So this is the fact check verdict. As a pure value per beach mile play, the viewer is dead right. Pensacola belongs on this list. If your priority is maximizing coastal life per dollar and you don't need a major metro job market, this is the sleeper pick of the whole countdown. So quick favor before we keep going, our team pulled a number this week. 97% of you watching aren't subscribed. And we've heard from people that YouTube auto unsubscribes folks randomly. So just look at the button under this video, and if it says subscribed, then you're set. If it says subscribe, then tap it. Every Florida market comparison I do drops here first, and this whole episode exists because a subscriber left a comment. That could be you next. Okay. Number 4 is the most expensive mistake on this list if you get it wrong. All right, so number 4 on this list is the Florida Keys. And look, nobody's arguing the lifestyle. 100+ miles of islands, one road, water on both sides, and a culture you cannot copy anywhere else in America. Now, the money. And this is where money as no object does the most heavy lifting on this entire list. The Florida Keys overall medium sale price recently hit around $1.1 million. And Key West itself sits right around $1 million. These are estimates and they swing island to island, but the direction is not in dispute. This is one of the most expensive markets in the entire state. And that asterisk no one tells you about is the carrying cost. Almost everything in the Keys sits in a flood zone. Wind exposure is at a maximum, and insurance packages there can run multiples of what the same coverage costs more inland. I'm a real estate professional, not an insurance company, so get real quotes from a licensed agent before you even put keys to an address. So, one road in, one road out. When a storm comes, that really matters. Now, the final verdict. As a money no object lifestyle pick, completely defensible. Maybe even too low at 4. As a particular relocation, it's the hardest math on this list. The Keys are where the gap between dream and budget line item is the widest. Sitting at number 3 is Ponte Vedra and St. Augustine. And this is the pick that told me our viewers actually know about Florida, because most people would just say Jacksonville and move on. He didn't. He split Ponte Vedra and St. Augustine away from Jacksonville, and he's right too. They share a county line with Jacksonville Metro, but the day-to-day experience is completely different. It's coastal, slower, golf and water oriented, and St. Augustine bringing in the oldest city in America's historic core. The money, let's talk about the money. St. Augustine's median is around $430,000, up about 8% over last year. So this market has potential and momentum. Ponte Vedra runs meaningfully higher. It's the luxury golf course tier. Think TPC Sawgrass territory, to say the least. So this pick is really 2 price points wearing 1 ranking, honestly. So St. Augustine is the attainable entry, Ponte Vedra as the premium tier. So what are you trading? You're about 45 minutes from a major airport. The job core is really the Jacksonville area. And if you want big city restaurant and events, energy every weekend, it's a drive. So here's the fact check verdict. The strongest value pick on the list at $430. St. Augustine is the only metro in this countdown where the median is within shouting distance of Tampa Bay's. With a historic downtown, Tampa can't match. If the viewers list has an underrated pick inside the underrated list, this is it. Okay, so I'm halfway through the list. If you're enjoying this, the subscribe button is right down there. Let's go to number 2. All right, so number 2, Naples and Sarasota, paired as the Gulf Coast premium tier. Interesting little wrinkle here. Sarasota was in our original 5-city video, and this viewer originally called it random that we included it. Then he put it on his own top 5. I'm not saying we won the argument. I'm just saying we noticed. So let's talk about the money. Naples sits around $649,000, and that's the median. The luxury end goes to about 8 figures on the water. Sarasota is the more attainable half of this pairing. Countywide, single-family homes run around $485,000. Just know the downtown core and the islands trend well above that. So what do you get? Arguably Florida's best golf beaches. Siesta Key sand is literally its own religion. You get the arts, dining, and the most polished downtowns on the West Coast. So what are you trading? Naples pricing locks a lot of buyers out. Both markets skew seasonally, and the job market leans service and healthcare rather than corporate. So here's the fact check verdict. Right ranking, right pairing. If budget allows, this is the closest thing on this list to Tampa Bay in terms of concentrated. And if the budget is the question, Sarasota is the half of this pick to look at first. It's 90 minutes from us. We cover it constantly for a reason. And so our last one is number 1, Boca Raton / West Palm Beach. He called it with money as no object, and at the top of the market, it's hard to argue. This is South Florida polish at a calmer price than Miami, and that's the trade, not a put down. If maximum big city energy is your thing, Miami still owns that lane. This pick is more for buyers who want the coast and the career without the full intensity. So let's talk about the money. Boca's median is around $697,000. The most expensive non-Keys pick on this particular list. West Palm Beach is the relative value play at around $527,000. But pay attention to this number. West Palm is up almost 11% year over year. That market is moving. Finance firms keep relocating into West Palm. They call it Wall Street South. And the price charts are continually showing it. So what do you get? You get the ocean, you get the intercoastal water life, a serious and growing job market, 3 international airports within an hour, and the deepest luxury amenities outside of Miami. What is your trade? You have South Florida traffic, South Florida insurance costs, and a cost of living where median already means premium. Screenshot this board. Every pick on this list, real 2026 medians, all estimates side by side, with Tampa Bay's roughly $400,000 as the reference line. One screen, that's the whole episode's homework done exactly for you. So the fact check verdict on number 1 with money as no object, we're in agreement. It's the power ranking. With money as no object, West Palm earns the slot. Boca is the trophy. Now, his runner-up, the one that just missed his list, was St. Petersburg. His words are, great city, just too close to Tampa to count as its own metro. And as the Tampa Bay channel, we're going to allow it. We'll even take it as a compliment. So here is my honest re-rank, the same 5 picks, but with the money added back in because that's the job. And let me be clear, before I do it, this is not a better city versus worse city. Every metro on this board wins for the right buyer. This re-rank is pure dollars to lifestyle math. Now, on that basis, let's go with number 1, St. Augustine. Number 2, Sarasota. 3 is West Palm. 4 is Pensacola, 5 is Boca, and the Keys, pretty much tied for opposite reasons. Boca because the entry cost is steep, the Keys because their carrying cost is even steeper. Neither is wrong, they're just the 2 picks where the checkbook does the most work. And here's the honest moment. Yes, we're biased. We live here. We work here. So let me give you the fair version instead of the homer version. Every metro on this board beats Tampa Bay at something. Pensacola beats us on price. It's not even close. The Keys beat us on pure escape. St. Augustine beats us on history and charm. Naples and Sarasota beat us on beach polish. Boca and West Palm beat us on luxury depth and that South Florida job surge. What Tampa Bay offers is the combination of roughly $400,000 when it comes to median cost, a top-tier airport, pro sports, a real job market, and the Gulf, all in one place. If the combination is what you need, then that's us. But if one of those single strengths matters more to you than the whole package, then one of these 5 might generally be your answer. And we'll tell you that to your face. All right, so let's do a quick Q&A, okay? 3 quick ones from buyers that asked these questions just this month. So, question number 1. Can you actually help me if I want St. Augustine or Naples, not Tampa? Through our network, yes, we're part of a statewide and national team network. So if the right answer for you is another Florida market, we'll connect you with someone great there. Honest guidance is always the first thing, and that's the whole brand. Question number 2, are these second-tier markets cheaper to insure than Tampa Bay? Mostly no. The coastal Florida is a coastal Florida. Premiums are literally property by property everywhere. So flood zone, roof, age, wind mitigation features, all of that. Whatever city you pick from this list, run a full insurance quote before you offer. We did a whole video on that and it's linked below. Question number 3, what would your top 5 second tier list be? You just heard me re-rank, but here's the real answer. Drop your top 5 in the comments. This entire episode came from one viewer's comment. The best comment thread down there becomes a future episode. That's a standing offer. If you're comparing Florida markets, any of these 5 against Tampa Bay or against each other, call us or text us at 813-669-0857. That number's on the screen and in the description below. Tell us your budget and your priorities and we'll give you the honest read. Even if the honest read is St. Augustine and not St. Pete. I promise not to be offended. Well, maybe a little. I'm Chris with eXp Realty. Subscribe for a new Florida market breakdown every single Thursday. And watch the video that started this whole thing right here. See you in the comments.